To unfinished business. We have the draft 2021 Planning Commission Annual Report for review and comment. And Ms. Harris will walk us through that. As soon as our guests shuffle out. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye, Ollie. See you, man.
Good to see you. Have a good night. So,
No, I'm being told to go that way.
as you recall, every year, the Planning Commission puts together an annual report per state code that's presented to the town council of your annual activities. This year, the format follows the format of last year, which demonstrates all the different meetings that you've had by month and the activities that you undertook. It includes your goals from last year, as well as who served on Planning Commission during the 2021 cycle. On page 4, you see the number of permit applications that came in and the number of COAs. And while Planning Commission doesn't necessarily have purview directly over these things, this is generally a direct outflow of the work of the Planning Commission, whether it be through the work of your comp plan, your zoning ordinance, and rezoning, special use permits. They all eventually make their ways into different types of permitting processes. One thing that I will let you know is since we started doing these annual reports, in the future we're probably going to start showing you metrics of timeline of these different permits. And there was a significant spike in the last 2 years, which has been interesting to witness. 70 COAs is a record. Oh, last year was the record, but the last 2 years are higher than pre-COVID. So it's kind of interesting to be able to start tracking these, and we'll, in future annual reports, start to create a timeline so that you can see this. And then the last page is obviously the culmination of many years of work of the Planning Commission and public outreach to reach the conclusion of your update to the comprehensive plan. Any questions? Any changes? Any comments?
Just off of, just looking at it here on page 5, I'll go ahead and point it out. It's very minor, but there's a typo in the word community in the 2019 box.
In the which box? I'm sorry?
In the year 2019 box on the
Oh,
left-hand
yes,
column.
I see it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Commune tie.
But it looks wonderful.
That's a great catch.
It is. Good eyes.
Any other commissioners have any further comments on the report? Do I have can I hear a motion to accept the 2021 Planning Commission Annual Report with that typo corrected?
I move that the commission accept the 2021 report as corrected.
Second?
I second.
Thank you. Commissioner Stewart makes the motion. Commissioner Ainsworth seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Harris.
And Ms. Latek, she is our graphic artist extraordinaire for the entire town, so.
Oh, thank you. What a blessing and a curse that must
Yes.
be, huh? I can only imagine. Well, thank you very much. It looks great. The part where she said she does it for the whole town, that's probably not that fun.
For the non-graphic designers among us, that seems like fun, but
Yeah, that's probably not that fun. Does anyone have any comments they would like to make on any other subjects? Mr. Ainsworth? Commissioner Ainsworth, pardon me?
We hope the current chair feels better for the next meeting.
I second that. Commissioner Stewart?
No comments at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Zarabi?
No, sir.
Commissioner Johnson?
No comments.
Okay. Anything else, Denise, you want to discuss?
We do not have anything on the agenda for next week, so if you all would like to cancel next week's meeting, you may do so, or you may suggest things for an agenda.
I have nothing to suggest. If there's nothing before us, I suggest we do not meet. Do we? Okay. Motion to not meet next week?
I'll make a motion to cancel the work session meeting for next week.
Commissioner Zarabi makes the motion. A second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Johnson seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We will not have a meeting next week. Thank you. Motion to adjourn? Sorry, Denise, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have anything else?
I was just going to give you some updates. We do have more applications coming in, starting to come in. We still do not have an official data center application. I know that's on a lot of people's minds. We are expecting it very soon. It is the same group that you had presenting before you tonight. They will be coming forward very, very soon. We have a couple of other SUPs that have come in and that are being reviewed for completeness, and we will be keeping you updated on those as they're accepted as well. So it is about to get busy with land use applications, as it is the season. Also, the town council, if you're interested, is entering their budget season. They will be holding a public hearing in May on the budget and the CIP, and then be looking forward to adoption in June for the July 1 fiscal year.
Back to the earlier comment, the data center is still AWS?
Correct.
Will that go to a public hearing, or not public, a public comment period?
A public comment period.
I mean, will it be open to the public so that they can see all the information, or is it just gonna be in here?
It will follow our normal process where everything is online. All the documents will be online. We will have 2 public hearings, one before the Planning Commission, one before Town Council. It will follow a normal special use permit process. And I'm sure there will be a lot of media coverage and
I would hope so, because just some of the conscientious issues that we've had to deal with haven't had that much people, it didn't have that many people showing up as I thought they would have. And it just seems that people don't hear about it till too late. And that's what I'm concerned with, because this is one of those things where we changed the wording, hoping the public would turn out if they didn't like it. At least that was my thought. And if it's just showing up here and we only get 3 or 4 people that voice opposition instead of a whole crowd of people showing up to voice their opinions, I don't know. I'm not thinking too highly on that.
Yeah, I think part of the issue is the fickleness with which our local journalists decide what to cover and what not to cover, what to make an issue and what not to make an issue. We can't control that. I mean, I think the only thing we control is, what we're required to do to notify the public of upcoming hearings, which are, does that, sorry, I'm not talking in the microphone. Is the only requirement to publish an ad in the newspaper? Is that
No.
still?
no. We
Correct.
also send mailings to residents within a certain radius.
Okay, yeah, I mean, beyond that.
And those announcements are also promoted on social media, correct? Typically?
Yes,
Mm,
correct.
yeah.
Yes, so all of our agendas are not only on our website, they're also pushed out through our social media. A number of people will take what is posted, which includes a link to all the information on our website. So like, for example, tonight, their application, their plans, the geotechnical reports, the transportation impact analysis, all of that has been live on our website and is then also pushed out through social media. People are free to go, look at it, review it. And then a number of people will actually share that as well. So we have, for example, one council member that for every town meeting that's held will share that information and push it out to the people that follow that particular council member. So a number of them do that, and, you know, you'll see a number of organizations actually share it as well.
Which leads me back to the matter we were discussing this evening. At what point will the town notify, I'm assuming you would have to notify the business owners in the North Rock Shopping Center as well as the residents?
So it's within a radius that, and I don't know off the top of my head who will fall within that radius yet, but it's a state code requirement that you notice no sooner than 5 days, and then no later than 5 days, no sooner than, so there's basically a window that you have to provide the legal notice.
And it extends to both businesses and residences?
Yes, it's whoever's located within that area.
Okay.
And it's also, does it extend to tenants or is it landowners?
I'd have to
That's a
look
good
at
question.
this
I believe on the
date.
residential side, it only
Yeah.
considers landowners, not necessarily
Correct.
residential tenants. I'd be curious to see if that's the same case on the commercial side.
Because this is the same landowner.
Right, no, that's a good question. Would you blanket mail everyone within that radius, or only the owners?
It would be the landowners surrounding the North Rock LLC
So that could preclude many of those individual businesses from
of the
receiving
tenants.
a separate notice. Do we have any obligation to concern ourselves with whether or not those business owners have received some notice of this
We
pending
can take
action?
a look at the state code more specifically as it relates to that, but really it's a tenant, property owner.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it would behoove Saul and North Rock to notify their tenants because they're going to hear from them. I would certainly also hate to find out that, you know, Lito's Pizza said they knew nothing about this. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see what our obligation is and make sure we fill it.
Mr. Chairman and staff, I'm still a little confused as to, and I know it may be some question of funding, which I guess this budget season may be the time to approach that conversation about the fact that we no longer broadcast the public hearings of the Planning Commission to the citizens of our community. Am I the only one who kind of finds that a little peculiar and odd?
No, I agree, although I'll say I wouldn't swear to knowing how it's done currently. As a matter of fact, today I found that you could view town council meetings, which I thought we no longer could view town council meetings in the past. I thought that ability had gone away. So is Mr. Commissioner Zarabi correct that you cannot watch a planning commission meeting after it's happened?
No, but you can listen to it. These are recorded for minutes, so people can at any time, obviously, come participate. It's advertised, it's open to the public. They can listen to it, they can read the minutes. The visual live streaming, no, is not recorded.
And when you say they can listen to it, how do they? How
There are
can they listen to it?
recordings. We've always had recordings of planning commission
And
meetings.
where might someone find these recordings?
They can request it of staff, and we can we can get it to it.
So essentially, they would need to submit a FOIA request rather than simply finding it on the website, is that, just so I understand?
Yeah, I don't think you need to
Okay.
submit a FOIA request.
Mm-hmm.
It's public.
We don't have the ability to put the MP3 up on the website somewhere where they can download it or listen to it directly?
That's an IT question. I don't know what we have in terms of storage abilities.
But you do acknowledge that there's a difference in how easy it is to view town council meetings
So
than. planning
I'm
commission.
speaking a little out of turn, but my understanding is last fall, there was a discussion at town council where they looked at different cost estimates, because there is a cost associated with streaming meetings, not only from a software standpoint, but also from a staffing standpoint. And so there are costs associated with that. And at that time, the decision was made that they would look at streaming the town council meetings. And perhaps it is something that I would suggest that you have conversations with town council members if it's something that interests you. But it is a budgetary conversation, and there are resources that have to be associated with it.
Well, I hope that all my fellow commissioners are agreeing that whatever conversation we need to have with our representative, that money, I mean, you know, I see where the budget increase in government spending is going, you know, but somewhere in there that we give a better appearance of transparency and real-time opportunity for someone to be able to, in today's world of moving to technology and remote operations, for goodness sake, you know.
Well,
One of the things that I think is also important, though, you know, we've had this conversation with community meetings where people have asked about, are you going to Zoom the community meeting? Part of it is we actually want to encourage the public to participate so all our meetings are open, and we want to encourage that type of interaction and being able to hear from people.
yeah, I totally agree, and I don't dispute that at all. I just think it's the accessibility after the fact that people who can't participate, who want to just watch, you know, open government kind of thing. And along with your comment about reaching out to our town councilman, I know that the town is currently debating how to spend some CARES Act money, and you would think that accessibility of meetings would fall under that. So that's, maybe we can reach out to our councilman on that. One more thing I have for you, Denise, and you don't have to answer this right now, but I want to just raise this as an issue. And I know that people can be misquoted in the paper, but it sounded like there was some discussion that one of the reasons the town budget needed to be increased was to fund infrastructure improvements to water and sewer. And I can remember hearing no less than a dozen times during the comp plan discussions that town staff told me and my fellow planning commissioners that sewer and water were fine. The comp plan, we were fine. We were built out to handle the comp plan. So I question why there's a discussion now that town water and sewer, we need to increase the budget to handle, when we were reassured here when passing the comp plan that we're currently built out to handle the comp plan. So it's very concerning to me that that's been thrown out there when I was told to my face many times at these meetings by town staffers when asked that very question, do we need to expand sewer and water based on the comp plan? No, we're good. So I have a big concern about that. If you could maybe get back to us about that, I'd appreciate it.
Sure, and I think that, quickly, there's a difference between the maintenance and the idea of expansion.
So I was going to ask that, is it maintenance?
It's
that's-
maintenance.
Okay, so it's not capital, okay.
One last question on accessibility to meetings. Have there been requests in the past year for access to the meeting recordings?
I am not aware of any other than council wanting to hear them.
But it sounds like there may be an opportunity to let the public know that that resource is available. That could be something that people just aren't aware of.
Anything further? I hear a motion to adjourn. Commissioner Robbie, motions. Anyone second?
Second.
Commissioner Stewart, seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
At 8:25.